taken down a lot.
Oh yeah. I've noticed that a lot. Hey, speaking of that, you ever tried Daily Motion?
No, never heard of that.
Go to dailymotion.com. It's really better than YouTube. And by the way, people listening to this, go to Daily Motion sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But anyways, go to there. And by the way, they got a lot of good stuff when it comes to wrestling. But hey, I didn't tell you that. All right.
Oh yeah, no, I won't. I didn't hear from you. This will be the Watergate like lost seconds from this tape. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nobody knows what you just said there.
So,
But I
Frank.
have something earlier that I want to get back to right quick though. You
Go ahead.
mentioned how did I first find the Doorstop Nation, and it was through Scott Hall. I think I probably watched a regular wrestling video, and then the links afterwards. I'm not sure of that, but the links afterwards. You know how the YouTube will suggest other things, and
Uh huh.
I think it was Scott Hall calls 1-800-DIG-RIGHT was the first one that I saw,
Ah, yes.
and I listened to it. But like, maybe I don't mean to misrepresent here. I hope I'm not remembering this wrong, but maybe the sound wasn't as good on that one because it was the first one I listened to, and maybe it was my computer. I couldn't hear it too well, but I was kind of fascinated. And then I can be kind of a night owl, and I proceeded to listen to I think all of them, and it was then 7 o'clock in the morning. But it was especially funny. I mean, it's funny anyway. It's especially funny at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? So
Yeah, that's
I was
right.
addicted to them, and couldn't stop listening, and kind of started spreading the word after that.
That's awesome. That's really great. Yeah, I think that 100 Dig Right one, I didn't film. I didn't record here. I recorded somewhere else at my other friend's house, which he didn't have the up to par equipment like I have here. Uh, did you ever hear the CM Punk ones?
I actually have. I know you sent me two new ones, and you know how great my computer's been working lately, so I haven't listened to them. I'm anxious to listen to them, especially the Hogan one. I haven't listened to the CM Punk ones yet. I did listen to the Bret Hart one that you did, and the Lex Luger one that you did.
Ah,
CM
nice.
Punk is a little bit after my time frame of when I'm watching wrestling, but I'd still like to hear it.
Oh,
I mean, I barely know who he is. I know his name. I know that he's got a GI Joe related tattoo. My friend Jay told me about that, and apparently he's quite over with some people, but I don't watch wrestling as religiously as I used to these days, so
oh, I see.
I don't know who he is too well, but I still want to listen to them, obviously.
I see. When's your when do you start doing new episodes for
I'm not hoping to do new episodes this summer. This is really the goal, I have to admit, because the funny thing is, Joe, we did most of the Weymouth After Dark episodes back when nobody cared about it, no one was watching it. I mean, we enjoyed it, and they were fun to make, but when we were making them, I had a hard time getting guests, and you know, it was very low key.
Uh huh.
And now that we're not making episodes anymore, and it's on TV and now on the internet, people are telling me people like it, thankfully, and I'm glad they do. People like it, and they're always saying, "When are you making new ones? And can I be on the show?" I'm with all that, but it's just ironic because we're not making new ones now that the show is popular, and when we were making them, you know, nobody was watching it yet. But that being said, we're hoping to kind of come out of retirement and start making them again this summer.
That'd be great. Yeah, you definitely should do that. So you guys, you got 14 episodes. When'd your last recorded episode? When'd you do?
The most recent thing we did was the movie, which we actually finished over a year ago. So, I mean, the episodes, oh my goodness, I don't think we've done a new episode since 2005.
Oh wow.
Which I know that sounds ridiculous. I don't think we did mostly in 2004 and into 2005, and then we stopped and did the movie. But we have, I mean, Joe is, you know, I can't speak highly enough of his comedy, and he's, you know, he's just as big a part of the show as I am.
Uh huh.
And Joe's also a little bit of a perfectionist, which keeps the quality high. But you know, he very much, you know, he's not. I had to twist his arm to do new shows for a while because he wanted to go out on top and to not keep doing the show till it got stale. But I think that it's been long enough and we've had enough of a break that we've got some new routines and that sort of thing. So we're gonna go back to it.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I'm really looking forward to new episodes. Even though I'm in St. Louis, really can't watch it on TV, but once you put on YouTube, I definitely watch it. I'll definitely put it on the website. So tell us about other characters on the show.
Oh yeah. Well, there's an episode where we have a Star Wars stormtrooper come on. My friend Chris in his stormtrooper costume looks really good. Looks right out of the movie. He's actually a Star Wars reenactor. I don't know if you guys know of this or know that it exists, but
Wow.
there are Star Wars fans that dress up in the costumes and go to events and sometimes charity events and that kind of thing. Anyway, so he's a member of the 501st, which is a group of Star Wars fans that also react. I actually met him on Craigslist. I put out an ad saying, does anybody want to be a guest on the show? And Chris wrote back, and he said that he'd like to be on it, and that he actually, he's a huge Star Wars fan, which is good because so are Joey and I, and that he has a Stormtrooper outfit. So instantly the idea came to me, let's have him on and interview him as if Star Wars were real. And so we have him come on there and we talk to him about his life in the Galactic Empire, and we talk about it as if I'm interviewing a police officer. It's not Star Wars on a movie, is in a movie series, and he's not, fictional. You talk about him like it's real. So it's very, talk about it like it's real, so it's very absurd. I mean, it's a nice visual when he comes out there. He doesn't sit down. He's standing up, holding his rifle, and it's me and Joe interviewing him, and we're ad-libbing from there, and that's pretty good. And so we have this one, and we have Bob Dylan on as a guest. I'm not going to break kayfabe too much, so you can decide whether or not it actually is Bob Dylan, but
right.
that's one of my very favorite episodes, and I'm dying to get it online. We have a via satellite, doing my quotation marks, interview with Bob Dylan.
Nice.
And so, that's something I'd like to get on there. And there's my friend Jay comes on one time, twice actually, but my friend Jay comes on, and he's a big-time wrestling fan, so maybe, y'all should, at some point, I'll pass along his contact information in the future if you guys want to talk to him or have him on as a guest. But
all right.
He definitely would know who CM Punk is because he's much more current on the wrestling. Anyway, he comes on one time, and do you remember? I'm sure you guys probably do. Do you remember the Big Boss Man?
Legend, Big Boss Man. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. Well, he died in I think 2004.
Yeah.
And my friend Jay comes on there and actually reads a tribute poem to the Big Boss Man, aka Ray Trailer. And that's another clip. I wish we could get it up online because you guys you would definitely enjoy that. So. And as I mentioned, we also have my uncle, Tommy, Rusty McGonigal, the sailor, master of the seven seas. And that kind of has to be seen to be believed. I can't even really describe it, but his behavior is very wild. He's saying ridiculous things and hard to control. And I thought he was going to get off the air, but we just barely managed to hold it down. So
that's awesome.
These are all episodes that we could get on there, but, we're working on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, I appreciate all the nice things you've said about the show, but you've only got small piece of the pie. You only have one installment. I want to get these other episodes up so you can see them.
Yeah, all right, definitely, man. You got to put those up. We're all waiting on the edge of our seats here. And if you need help, we're glad to help you out. Anything, if it's from baking a pie to putting those shows up, we'll do it. We'll help you out.
Oh, yeah. Let me ask you a question really quick also.
Sure.
So, when you do your phone calls, for every time, I don't know if this is classified information or not, but for every time that you do get a successful phone call, how many times would you say you get hang-ups or calls that aren't long enough for keeping?
A lot. I would say 2 out of 3 not worth keeping. Usually like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Not many hang-ups. People are just like, they just say, oh, let me get you to your manager. And then it's like, and I wait for like 2 minutes, and I just hang up on them, But the stuff that's not, the stuff that's...
So, do you set out like today you're going to do phone calls and you do several calls on one day, or how does that work?
Usually we sit down for like yesterday, for instance. I did about 8 or 9 prank phone calls, I would say. Then I'll do them for like a month. Then I do another 8. You know what I'm saying? Then whenever I think it's good out of the 8, one of the 8, I usually put on YouTube. But lately, the ones I've been doing haven't been that good, or they haven't been that long.
Has word gone around? Does everybody know that Scott Hall is prank calling you, so don't talk to him?
Yeah, I actually think that. I'm actually starting to think that. So that's why I haven't been. Yeah, that's why I haven't been doing Scott Hall lately. And what I've been doing also is doing smaller shops, smaller stores in the St. Louis area because they don't have other. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't have caller ID or they don't have this or that or that. If I called like Burger King, you know what I'm saying? Like they would know and they would just call back.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Exactly.
And plus, with the smaller stores, like I did one yesterday. Maybe you heard of the CM Punk one. I call the store like a secondhand clothing store. Like that also sells drugs on the side. So the lady that I talked to was probably on drugs. So I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah. Did you hear that one? Which one does I like? I don't know. Maybe I'll ask you after the interview. Frank.
Longest interview in history.
All right. So Frank. In conclusion, we only have about a few minutes left. In conclusion. What channel is on? Channel 33 in the Boston area, correct?
Channel 23.
Channel 23 in the Boston area. What time? What day does your show? Does your show air?
It airs at 1 o'clock on Thursday nights, technically Friday, 1 o'clock overnight on Thursday. Which I think is a pretty cool time because a show named After Dark is not supposed to air during the afternoon. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Yeah, it's true. So we'll all be.
Although, behind the scenes, Joe, every single episode we've ever filmed, we filmed during the daytime. Pretend it's nighttime because it's supposed to be Weymouth After Dark.
That's right. All right. Hold on for a second. Pause. All right. I'm here with Frank for some from exclusive behind the scenes interview with a shoot interview with me and Frank, your host. Frank, let's see. You got a show Weymouth After Dark, but we want to know more about you, Frank. So, Frank, what is your favorite food?
Well, you know, I was supposed to do that job for Lex Luger, but I basically walked out because it would kill my marketability on the independent.